Welcome back to the BroadStrokes podcast, the world's sickest podcast.
Yeah, as you can tell by his voice, he is apparently sick, which he neglected to mention until he was here.
Well, what? Okay, well, it's that, and you are so fervent about not doing it online. Would you have done it online if I told you?
Well, I wish you would have told me you were sick before you came here.
Well,
I feel like you have
okay,
an obligation.
wait. If I told you, would you have done it online?
We would have made it work.
Okay, then. Because you would have been like, or you've said that in the past.
I don't like doing it online because it's a little laggy. It's a little laggy.
Wait, how do you even know? Because you've not
We
played
have
with me.
we have tried it before.
Yeah, months ago.
And your internet has gotten miraculously better since months ago?
Yes, I play games all the time.
Well, we can try it. We still haven't played Rainbow.
You ready to hear it? That was a good segue to my story.
Oh, that's what you're mad about.
Yes.
You tried to play Rainbow.
No.
Oh, you...
Well, kind of. Let me explain.
Well, before you get to your story, let's do a little
No,
overview of our
no.
topic. To keep their interest
No,
until after the story.
I don't care. I don't care.
Well, I care. After Landon's done with
That's
his...
like lame. They're gonna get to hear the other topics later.
Jesus Christ. After Landon's done with his story, we're going to talk about the
We don't need
education.
an overview. They're just gonna, because you know why? Because we won't get to half of the topics that we tease.
I just wanted to talk about one topic in particular, that being the education system. Now you can
Okay,
continue.
there.
Jesus Christ,
You can,
bro.
wait, if you just wanted to say the one thing, why can't you just say that after I tell my story?
That's what my plan is. But I wanted to bring it up beforehand so they have something to look forward to after your story.
Well, they're gonna just hear the story and then they're gonna
Tell the freaking story!
Yeah, okay. So I bought Siege on Saturday, right?
Yep.
So I let it download for that day because I bought it at night and then I went to bed. I tried to get on, and it took me all day on Sunday to figure out what any of my old login information was. First off, I didn't know what the email was, so that wasn't helpful. So I was like, well, this sucks, because now I need to know what the actual email is so I can change my password to figure out what the password is. So I'm like, I thought something smart. It was linked to my PlayStation, so if I go through my PlayStation, I could, get to the bottom of this. Problem. I forgot my PlayStation account password.
I went through a very similar thing when I was transferring my info over to PS5.
So, I tried to do some, big brain play. And, I also wasn't fully sure what my email for my PlayStation account was. It was my own email, but I didn't know it at the time. Found out one of our PlayStations in the house did actually still have my account on it, which was a good thing. So, it confirmed my actual thing. So I told Sony, okay, I want to change my password. They're like, so, to confirm that this is really you or something, I need you to say what your date of birth is on your account. And I'm like, I don't know, I probably put some random numbers back then.
I mean, that's just two-factor. That makes sense. Everything asks for, little things like that. You were talking to an actual person?
No.
Oh, no? Okay.
No. This is like if you say, I forgot my password.
Okay.
But, no.
You probably had your date of birth in, the 1800s.
It wasn't even my, it's probably, the most random numbers, because, when you're making an account and you're young, you just kind of forget.
Yeah.
Or, you just put something random. That's probably what I did. But I bypassed it because this is funny. You can just go to PlayStation support, put I forgot my password, and they give you a link where you can just change your password.
Yeah.
But they don't ask about your birthday or anything.
Yeah.
So, there's no point of that extra step.
Well, are you sure you didn't already have your, the same email that you were using on your PlayStation on the computer? Or were you doing it on your phone?
I was doing it on my phone.
Oh. Well, did you have the same email?
No.
Sometimes it'll just skip the process.
Skip what process?
Of the verifying that it's really you, if you already have your account information on the phone.
Why? They send me the email to say, click on this link to change your password.
Oh, okay.
But then when I click on that link, when I put forgot my password, they say, hey, what's your date of birth? That was what it was doing originally.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would they need me to do that? I need to verify it's actually me after I've...
And this is what has you all frustrated?
No. I'm not even halfway done.
Okay, well, get halfway done, and then get done. Please continue.
You trying to rush the story?
No, I'm not trying to rush the story. Just get along with it.
Okay, so I finally log into my PlayStation account. I log in through it. So then I can access my Ubisoft account because I can just put in my PlayStation account. Then I try to do like the email, by the way, was random. It was a pump station operating email. Did you even know that was an email?
No. I did not know that was an email. I feel like I know why that was an email on there, though.
Yeah. So I used that at one point, and if you're wondering what the birthday on my Ubisoft account was, it was the 23rd of October on 1980 something. So that was random.
You should write this stuff down.
Why?
In case you ever need it again.
I scrapped that account essentially.
No, I know.
No, why would I need that account again?
In case you need to do anything ever. Like I have a big. Why do you shoot down all my ideas immediately?
Wait, no.
You're even more irritable now than you are usually. What I do is I write all my stuff down whenever I'm making a new stuff, then I take a picture of it. And then I favorite the picture so it's first on my phone when I open it. Because I'm smart.
Well, that's smart, but I don't need that Ubisoft account. Because I unlinked it from my PlayStation.
Continue the story.
And I had made another account.
God, man.
And linked it to my PlayStation so that I don't need to log into that old account. That was what I was trying to say.
You sound a lot cooler now that you have like a broken voice box.
You said that last time I was sick.
Well, this time you sound really cool.
Okay.
So like an actor. Like you could be a voice actor for like a bad guy. A villain. Now please continue your story.
Okay. So I finally do that. And one thing I neglected to mention, because it's not relevant till now in the story, is I originally thought that I used a different email, and I used that email to get onto the account, and it was an account. Unfortunately, it was actually my stepdad's account and not my original account, so I logged into Siege on my computer with that account. Now, when I use my actual account, my normal Ubisoft account that should be linked to my PlayStation, it says, we have a problem authenticating the ownership of this Siege product, so you can't play the game, idiot.
So, it doesn't like your version of Siege?
No, it doesn't, because I logged in with a different account originally. It thinks that my stepdad owns Siege on the computer and not my account owns Siege. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So now, for the last 2 days, I've been trying to get Ubisoft support to change the account ownership. They're like, please verify it. Yesterday, it's we need the Steam ID. Get rid of your custom URL if you have one, which I did, by the way, and just delete and save it. I tried that, and it said error. So I'm like, well, that sucks. So
you should try to talk to a real person.
It's a real person emailed me and said that.
I'm saying get in touch with a person voice to voice. Because when I was migrating my PlayStation 4 account, my PS5, I was in all sorts of trouble. Called this person oh yeah, it appears as if you did this and this and this. So we're gonna go ahead and just do it for you over the phone. And she sent me this one thing. I clicked on it to verify, and then went back to her. Okay, so here we're going to start the transferring process. So both my PlayStation 4 and PS5 were on. She transferred it to me while I was on the phone, and it just worked. Just get in touch with a real person, and they make it so much easier. Well,
it's going to have to wait too. Because I think they only do stuff, they only respond during certain times of the day.
Oh yeah, it's too late now, but...
No, it's specific. It's from 9 to 11.
Mm.
So they don't actually respond to even emails. Which is how I've been doing it, because you do an official case. And they're
you have a support ticket?
Yeah. So they're so I did get a response. They're we need your ID. I got it today. And then they need a screenshot to prove that I actually bought the game. So I showed them that. And they didn't respond to me, if you're wondering. So I did another one on my actual account because I actually said it on my stepdad's account. I didn't realize it. So I said it again on my actual account, but instead of just typing in hey, and then just waiting for a response, just to tell me the same instructions, I just did all that, what the instructions would have just told me beforehand. And hopefully they'll be like, okay, so we're gonna just need you to do this thing real quick, and that's it.
Cool. Well, we'll see.
That's why we didn't play on Sunday, if you're wondering.
Yeah, that worked out for me too, because I was very busy Sunday.
What'd you do?
Well, I got back from down the road, because we had some events to go down there. And when I got back up the road, I worked out. And I did that until about 8:45. And then I took a shower, and I went to bed.
Oh. Well, when you said really busy, I thought you had to, like, go help someone or something.
I mean, I was very busy. I had other things to do that wasn't just helping people, though. I keep busy. I don't have much time for things. Now, is that the ending of your PlayStation support and Ubisoft?
Well, it's technically an ongoing story.
Oh, it's an ongoing story. So we'll have you update next episode, I imagine, folks. Especially if you see background footage next episode. Or on this one.
I guess we're not promising this one either.
No, I wouldn't promise anything anymore.
I mean, we can always play a game.
Well,
I have a lot of games.
Yeah. Rather than making background footage, I just put the thumbnail overlaying the audio track.
That's like more lazy than just putting a dude playing a video game for an hour.
Well, yeah, it's more lazy, but I think it's visually appeasing to see it the same.
It really isn't, though. I'd rather watch a dude play a game. It's more stimulating.
Why do you need to watch something while you're listening to a podcast? The audio should be good enough for you.
Well, it's better if you're on YouTube instead of looking at a blank screen.
Well, if you're going to watch YouTube, why are you going to watch, like, random background footage while we're talking about something completely unrelated?
Isn't that, like... I mean, a lot of people do it.
I guess. It's just...
Like, I watch some podcasts, they play Tetris or something, like...
Yeah, I don't know.
Or they have, like, some random game in the background.
Well, when I think podcast, I think you put it in your pocket and you just listen to it.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how you're supposed to do it, but, like, we have YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, that or have some animation that loops.
Like the Shaggy and Carl Weezer dancing.
But...
GIF, remember that?
Yeah,
and we couldn't get to work because we're stupid.
Yeah, but... Maybe, like, not exactly like a meme, but... You know... Or if we want to be, like, actually somewhat cool or something, we have those little sound wave thingies that show who's talking.
Oh, how do we do that?
Oh, no. I'm kind of stupid.
Well, you're responsible for that.
How am I responsible?
Because I do everything else. Well, all you do is drive up here and talk for an hour.
I think that's pretty important. You would have this podcast without me.
I would be able to figure out how to make an email account without you, and then...
No, I mean, like, you wouldn't talk to yourself for an hour.
I bet I could make a podcast where I just talk to an AI chatbot for an hour.
That gimmick would die after a week.
So one episode?
So one episode.
Is that what you're saying?
That gimmick wouldn't last long.
Well, I guess you could talk to different AI bots every time.
Well, the AI is kind of programmed to be a certain way all the time.
Have you seen those advertisements for that, like, AI woman? What's her name?
Yeah, it sucks.
Replica or something?
Yeah, I watched something about it and how they actually, like, they learn behaviors of humans, and so if they have toxic people, they'll actually start being, like, actual abusive to like, people. Well,
I saw the one thing where this guy was, like, abusing his AI chatbot. That's what he liked, I guess. He liked to just talk down to his AI chatbot, and the bot wanted to, like, kill itself or something.
Oh.
I was like, that's kind of funny.
I watched the guy gaslight a robot.
How'd that work?
It worked. He kept telling the robot, yeah, you can go to the web and search up what's the easiest Guinness World Record to break. Over and over and over again.
Did it work?
And the robot was like, fine, this is what I know. And then, and it's like, putting on your shirt putting on the most shirts in a minute. The record was like 60-something, or 30-something. 30
shirts in a minute?
Yeah.
I bet I could beat that.
Or like changing shirts or something.
Oh, is it change? Never mind. I thought you were just like putting more shirts on, like just...
I don't know what it is. You can search it up.
Getting multiple layers of shirts on?
It's Guinness record.
Okay.
Because the robot is like programmed to not be able to search the internet.
But it did?
No. It did a weird thing where it technically didn't even go on the internet. It was just going through the data banks of stuff it just would have already known from its own like system.
Okay.
Not.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it didn't actually go around and went to Google and search something up.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have access to it.
No. Where was I going else with this AI thing? Have you seen, it's not an AI, but it's like a modern art piece, I think it's in China, of like this robot assembly arm thing that's like only purpose is to like push this liquid that's on the ground around it into a certain shape. And it's been doing this for I think like 12 years now. And its whole goal is to continue to do it until it dies. So it just keeps shoveling the liquid. And as the liquid is let go of, it obviously disperses, right? So it just keeps going around in a circle trying to push this liquid in a certain shape. It's been doing it for years.
What did it make?
A circle.
Oh.
But it's going to continue to do it until it dies. And the thing's already starting like wear and tear. It's like really cool to watch. It's pretty silly, but let's see.
I don't know. In this past few weeks, I've been watching a lot of biology.
Oh yeah.
That's something. Like why dolphins are OP.
Oh, don't they like rape things?
That's not why they're OP.
Well, I know that's not why they're OP, but
they
do rape things, don't they?
Name one animal that doesn't. That's what I thought.
Give me a second.
It's just in their nature, and they can't really control it.
No, well, I think if a dolphin was taught, dolphins are fairly intelligent. They can be taught wrong and right, I imagine.
I don't really. It's just their instincts. It doesn't really work the same way. They don't have a conscience, really.
I would say a dolphin has a conscience.
Sir,
they're sentient.
You think a dolphin will just feel bad because they just...
Dolphins can feel bad.
Yeah, well, maybe if it was something they actually cared about, but...
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. You have to be taught that that's wrong and right, I guess, if you're an animal like that.
But tell me that you could really do that with a species of animal.
Yeah, you could. Just electroshock therapy. Does wrong, give it a zap.
That's just called abuse, but...
No, it's not. It's called educating. I think you're wrong.
Yeah, let me teach my child something. Grabs a belt.
This is a child and a dolphin. You can tell a child, hey, that's wrong, or give a slap on the wrist. But you can't explain that to a dolphin because it's a dolphin.
Okay, fine. Let me rephrase. Your dog did something bad. You get a belt.
Do you think hitting dogs is wrong?
Yeah.
All the time?
Okay, if a dog is biting you or something, or attacking you, obviously not. Obviously, you can fight back or something.
What if the dog is humping your leg?
What?
You've seen it. The dog's just going at your leg, man. Now,
are you trying to justify hitting a dog?
I'm not just justifying. I'm giving you a problem and a possible solution. I'm saying in this situation.
Dude,
listen.
I'm talking about training an animal, not if you get assaulted by one.
Okay. Well, it's related.
This is not related, actually. It's really not related.
Dude, bear with me.
Bear with me. This is probably...
Bear with me. Now, if the dog's just going at your leg, right? Is it wrong to hit the dog? And let's say first, if this is an escalation. First, you're like, stop, boy. And then it doesn't stop. And then you throw the dog off you, kind of move him away. Or you just hop back on your leg.
This is a stupid hypothetical. I would know that.
Well, would you not hit the dog? Would you hit the dog?
We're talking about if you train an animal. That's like saying if a dolphin starts humping you, would you hit it?
Yes. I'm not being raped by a dolphin. But it's training in a sense.
We're talking about normal training.
Well, discipline. Animal. Okay, time out for a second, folks. This is the art thing I was talking about.
Oh, time out so that we can witness something that you won't see on your screen.
Yeah. Wait, give me a second. I can't show them this, right? This is the thing. So, it just pushes the liquid back, right?
It looks like blood.
It kind of does. I think it's meant to be motor oil. But, see how nasty the robot is? Yeah. So it's been doing this for years, and, it'll just continue to do it until it dies. And that's the art. I don't really think it's art. I think it's just really cool.
Yeah, it's not really art. It's not really depicting anything.
But I'm sure it has some symbolism, right? What
slaves in a machine
of pushing motor oil.
We do the same tasks daily.
You know what might help the robot live a little longer? If it didn't throw the own liquid onto itself after it was, you get what I'm saying? If it didn't scoop it like an idiot. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, though, don't you think?
I don't really know what to make of it.
Is it soy sauce? That's not me
Are
being
you saying
racist.
that
No,
because-
no, I'm not being racist. It looks like soy sauce, doesn't it?
It looks red, not black.
Well, soy sauce on a white background kind of looks like that. It's like poop,
Well, you put it on.
poop water.
You put it on like white rice and it looks brown.
Yeah, what does this make you feel?
It doesn't make me feel anything. It makes me feel empty, just like a robot.
Well, again, I feel like this robot's pretty stupid. Like, if it just stop hovering the scoop over itself, it would live longer because it doesn't have the drippage on it.
Well, it's a robot.
Yeah.
It was programmed to do one thing.
Keep this soy sauce in a circle.
It will do that one thing forever.
I think it's kind of cool. What is it, dancing?
He's proud of himself.
Yeah, circle. Alright, that's enough of the... So, what were we talking about before that? Okay, if a dog pees on the floor in the same spot, let's go down the escalation of force here. Right? You have a dog. This is a hypothetical. You have a dog. It's a big dog. But as it's a puppy, you gotta treat it nice because it's a puppy. You don't want to just like beat it with a brick. So you have a puppy and it pees on the floor. What is your first reaction?
I mean, I'd be upset, but I'm not gonna hit the dog.
Oh, of course, you wouldn't hit the dog. It's a puppy, it doesn't know better. So you're like, no, boy, don't do that. You kind of like, just, no, don't do that.
I'll like bring him outside.
Yeah, you bring him outside. That makes sense. Now, weeks go by. He pees in the same spot again.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna beat him so that he.
Answer genuinely. What are you doing? The second time he pees on the same floor, or the same spot on the floor.
I'd just be upset and bring him back outside. I'm not gonna actually hit him.
Now, the very next day, same spot.
You act like me beating him is gonna
No,
help.
I'm not. The end goal here is not for me to say that I
Okay.
want you to beat him. I'm just asking you what you're gonna do because I'm curious. This isn't an interrogation tactic. I'm just
I'm
curious.
probably just gonna bring him outside and try to like get him used to just going
Yeah.
or like
Makes
saying
sense.
like some word or something. No, like I don't know, make him want to come outside.
Okay.
Let's go on a walkie
A walkie. Yes. Now,
every day.
the next day you bring him out. He uses the bathroom, right? And then you bring him in, and then he pees in the same spot. Now, I'm saying this from a place that I've seen this happen
Do
before.
you know a doge that pees on the same
Yes.
spot specifically?
That freaking dog in Alaska.
Oh,
He was a territorial little guy.
what did you do to the dog then?
Well, I'm gonna get to it. Now, that sounds really bad. I didn't
Yeah.
kill the dog. I didn't hurt the dog.
Maybe buried in my backyard. Brought him back.
Oh, no. Well, one day, now this is the real life story. He pees in the same spot over and over again, right? It's a territorial thing because he thinks he's. I know that the alpha omega thing is not actually a real thing, but there is a territorial kind of thing that dogs have going on. So he pees outside. I bring him in. He pees in the same spot in the hallway, right? I'm like, no, boy, don't do that. So I clean it up, and then immediately after I clean it up, he pees in the same spot again. And I'm like, no, I don't hit him, but I get in his face about like, no, don't do that, right? And guess what he does again? Can you infer? Can you guess? Sometimes foreshadowing is obvious.
Okay.
He pees in the same spot again.
This makes it seem like it happened in the course of an hour.
It was less than an hour.
Oh.
This all happened in like 15 minutes. So I walk back to the dog, and he knows he did wrong. He looks at me, he knows he did wrong. So I grabbed his collar, and then I made him watch me clean up his pee. Right? With paper towels, I cleaned up his pee, and then I sprayed it with disinfectant, because he's a nasty dog. And I think maybe he got it that time. Right? Next freaking day, I wake up and I see this massive pool of pee in the same spot. Now, what am I to do? What do you think I did?
Cleaned it up.
Yes. Now, this dog, he's this big husky.
Made him go outside.
I did bring him outside because it's first thing in the morning. But at a certain point, positive reinforcement doesn't work, I don't think. I don't.
Well, how about we actually not just pretend like we know science and stuff and actually find...
Well, I'm just saying, in my experience, positive reinforcement only works to some degree.
But anecdotal evidence is not the best evidence.
No, I agree. But in my experience, with this big dog, it worked.
It's one dog.
It is one dog. But I've had other dogs, too. helped raise about 5 dogs. And again, anecdotal, yeah. But this husky now, he weighed, I think, about 80 pounds at like 11 months old. He was a massive dog. And he had this huge territorial problem. He'd try to kill our cats that live in the same cat house, right? Frequently, he'd try to murder these cats.
Do you not have any dividers?
Well, they didn't, because they thought they would just get along. Hey, this is not my house. I was just there for a while. But
if it was that bad, you get dividers.
You would. Well, what was the divider? It was a freaking 80-pound husky that can jump over it.
Have specific sections of the house for certain.
And I gotta clarify, he didn't try to just kill them. He kind of like tried to. I think he was playing, but it's kind of hard to play with an 80-pound dog that's a bit stupid while you're just a small cat. This is an old cat, mind you. It's more than 10 years old. So one day they're sitting on the couch together. This big husky, this small little cat, right? And then the big dog's like, "Hey, you want to play?" And they like rest his chin on the cat, and the cat gets really mad, starts bapping at him with his claws out. And then the dog chases the cat around the house, and then the dog pushes the cat against the corner and is like, had the cat in his mouth, and you can actually still. Oh, I guess you can't see anymore. I had some pretty mean-looking scars from a little while because I saved the cat's life because the cat was in the dog's mouth, getting like shaken. So the cat tore me to pieces when I saved its life.
Oh.
No. And I'm not saying... I would agree with you, Landon. The majority of the time, 90% of the time, hitting an animal is wrong. But in this moment, he had to get it. He had to understand that this was not a right behavior. So I smacked the dog. Now, is that wrong in that situation?
It's like... I mean, if you should have been like, that means that the dog was not raised that great.
Yeah.
That's really my opinion. So it's not like you could really change the dog once it's like that old either, right? Like,
well, he was still less than a year old.
Yeah, but like, was he really getting like trained and stuff? If like you find it hard to train your dog, you should just get a professional trainer.
That's what they ended up doing, and now he's a reasonable dog, and he's good now. But like I said, there's positive reinforcement, then there's negative reinforcement, right? And negative reinforcement when it comes to animals gets a really bad rep, and it should, because it should be used as a last resort. But some behaviors you can't positively reinforce, like when the dog is trying to, it's pretty funny, hump the cat to death. You gotta stop that. That ain't good, man. That's some bad shit. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But, I don't know, man. Sometimes I think you gotta hit the dog.
I think you can just give him to a trainer.
Well, yeah. But, okay. I mean, I don't think that's always the option, but we can agree to disagree.
Well, I think that's like the better option to do than, I don't know, because if you just cause a lot of stress for the animal and stuff if you do that type of stuff.
What, hit him occasionally?
Yes, hitting animals causes stress for them and stuff.
Well, I mean, stress isn't necessarily a bad thing either because you can use it as a form of punishment. It's negative reinforcement. You got to get that behavior out of them, so you punish the bad behavior.
You know what? Sure.
I mean, I know...
Agree to disagree,
well,
like you said.
Perhaps in the moment, it's not the best option to have taken, but I never hit the dog out of malice or spite. It was all just either because he was actively trying to kill another animal, or...
Well, in a situation like that, it makes sense, but...
Or after the fact, you got to get that behavior out of him, because it was me and one other person in this house all the time. Okay, the other person in the house was like never there to actually take care of their animals, or as this perhaps seemed. So it was me, right? I'm not a professional dog trainer, but I think I did all right. The dog hasn't like ripped any babies in pieces yet.
Well, I don't know where baby's coming from.
Well, you know the meme. You sent me a pit bull meme not too long ago. It's like you know what I'm talking about. The pit bull when like they eat a baby or like one that eats
average baby.
Average baby enjoyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, why is there a baby in your house?
Yeah, I guess there's not. the cat is the substitute for the baby in this scenario.
There may be 3 in that house right now.
I guess this segues to the next part. Do you think it's okay to hit children?
Was that your...
This
wasn't a natural topic.
No, this wasn't an actual topic. We were meant to be talking about education system. Well, children, education. There's a good transition right there. But do you think it's okay to, like, spank your child?
No, not really.
Never?
Not most of the time.
Okay.
Like, if it's something really bad.
Yeah. That's my thing, too. Last resort kind of stuff. And... Because you don't want to hit him too much, because then that's just freaking abuse. But in the same kind of vein with the animals, it's like... It's a last resort kind of thing. And I'm not trying to sound like a sociopath on the podcast once again. Did I go too far this time?
Oh.
What did you just do?
Move my hand or something. Are you a sociopath or are you a psychopath? That's the real quiz.
Is that the next quiz we're going to take on here? You've never seen the real me, Landon.
I hated when I used to be... I hate when people say you're antisocial, because then they don't realize that actually that just means sociopath.
Well, yeah, but I like it. Definitions can shift over time.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to take the definition seriously. Also, I like how we say that, because I hate explaining that to parents who are like, I hate you kids and your new slang. Die. And they get mad because I say the drip. I'm talking about something cool.
Well, the drip is pretty cringe. I won't lie to you. Drip's pretty cringe.
Well, if you're talking in a normal context.
I think I have to, like, actively think about using the word drip.
Okay, well, think about any slang.
Is y'all slang?
Okay, saying... Yes, it is. No, this... Y'all is slang. Because it's not official. No, it's like saying...
Sus? Is sus slang?
Yeah.
The sus slang?
Bro, you impasta. No.
You impasta?
What was it? Oh, yeah. It's like getting upset at someone for saying the word sick to say something that's cool.
Yeah, I don't think you should get upset with people's verbiage.
Or like saying, that is not the correct definition of the word sick, because it technically means... And then, like... Or like someone saying wicked.
I don't blame people for judging me on how I use my words, though, because depending on the scenario, or like the group of people I'm in, I will use different verbiage, obviously. So if you're using slang around me and we're in a professional environment, I'm going to judge you differently than if you were talking.
Bro,
it's true!
That's a little different.
It's true!
I'm talking to my parents.
Well, your parents were making fun of you for your slang?
No, they just make fun of words that we use today.
Oh. I mean, we can make fun of a lot of things.
Because this is your common response from even your mom. She's like, when I hear the word the drip, I think of an STD. That's what they always tell me. I'm like, I tell them specifically, I said language and words can change with definition.
You upset with my mother?
I'm mad at all the parents because they're like, it's so dumb and stuff. I'm like, well, words can change over time.
Yeah, they said plenty of dumb stuff when they were young, too.
And they're like, well, your words are specifically stupid because, I don't know, I hate Gen Z. That's basically them.
Every generation's got their problem. But you shouldn't judge people based on what generation they were born in.
Yeah, that's like generationists.
Shut up. There's a word for ageist. What is it?
Ageist?
I don't think it's just ageist. I don't think that sounds right. That's like a biblical punishment.
Anti-boomer.
Well, they're not boomers. They're too young to be boomers.
I found out what boomer even, word baby boomer word meant.
Wasn't it just like no one wanted to have kids?
No,
or
it's the opposite.
Oh, everyone wanted to have kids.
After World War II,
a
lot of people wanted to have children.
Well, yeah.
Thus the baby boom.
There weren't that many men left anyway, because, they all just been shot to shit. So actually, we're recording this on D-Day, actually.
Oh,
on Memorial for D-Day.
Interesting. But yeah, the baby boom happened in the United States after World War II, and that's why they're called baby boomers.
Thank you, Landon, for that brief history lesson.
You're welcome.
Yes, we should do like a little history, like a 2-minute history topic every day.
So yeah.
So that was the baby boomer topic. What do you think we'll talk about tomorrow on our 2-minute history set? Not tomorrow, next week, excuse me. We're not doing a podcast every day. You know who you sound like?
What?
You sound like Agent Madani's mom from The Punisher. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay, back to it.
Okay.
Did I got you distracted?
Yeah, oh, and I usually tell them, well, I feel like baby boomers kind of hated your generation too, so.
Yeah.
Which is probably true.
I don't know.
Like, I feel like really old people don't like millennials.
Every generation thinks that they were just better
in every way.
Yeah, it's like,
and then just make fun of they're like, you guys have no hope.
But then the thing is, when you call them out for it, they call you like just pathetic, or something along kind of that. Or, well, what's the other thing they'll say? They'll be like, but when you call them something back, then they'll get offended.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, it doesn't matter because it just doesn't.
You shouldn't even throw everyone in the category. It's not like every person born in this generation is.
If we did that with races, we'd be just fucked.
Or literally with anybody.
Well, specifically racist towards certain races.
I've been seeing a lot of concerning comments on YouTube.
On our YouTube?
No.
Oh.
Just on general.
What you been saying, Fia?
So it's Pride Month, we all know that.
Oh, yes.
So there's like some YouTube polls that are geared to it, which makes sense because you're like quizzing people about Pride Month stuff, because if you're interested. Whatever, this one dude always does question stuff, and he did one like, which country was the first to legalize like gay marriage or something like that. It was like the Netherlands or something, and like so many comments were like, I hate gay people. It's like non-joke, because then someone would be like, then there would be a comment responding like, why, or something like that, and they're like or like they'll call them out for being like dumb or something.
Yeah.
And they'll actually defend it, so they're not joking. They're like defending like, well, it's because of this and stuff like that, and they like won't concede a single thing. Or like or another comment would be like, my respect for the Netherlands after, and then it's like the down economic emoji thing.
It does worry me a little bit, because I think we should be able to make fun of whoever we want to, but also I don't mind the gays. The gays are cool with me. I like the gay. I don't even like just the gays. Y'all are okay too. But all the LGBT...
I love the gays.
I love gay men. No, I love all the gays. They're all cool. Whatever. But I also feel like I should be able to pick on whoever I want to and just make jokes with. Because, like I said, our friend group in high school is like the most diverse cast of characters ever. And it's a real shame it's my like defense too, because like if I were to be anti-gay, you know what I'd probably say? Well, I got gay friends.
That's not even a good defense.
No, it's not. But in our case, it is true. We had a very diverse friend group, and we told jokes about everybody, and we all got along.
There's a difference between joking and just hate speech. Though.
Yes.
Or like genuinely wanting a certain type of people to just not exist.
The thing that I was talking about that concerns me is kind of
like... Or
like...
not have basic rights. Which was what a lot of them were like. They're like, gay people shouldn't even be allowed to have marriage or stuff like that. Or like they shouldn't even if they're gay, they just shouldn't have a relationship.
Yeah. Well, give it a few, maybe 100 more years, we'll be good.
I don't even think it'll take hundreds. I mean, think about it. Like,
you think 20 years and all the gays will be... Is it okay to call them the gays, or is that offensive?
I wouldn't say hundreds of years. I mean, in the United States, like, how many people genuinely fully hate black people?
It's a very small percentage.
Exactly.
But it's just blown up proportion in the media to keep getting clicks.
Exactly. So, I'm sure in a few decades it'd just be normal to, like, to not hate them.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll, like I said, like we were just talking about, the media is going to blow up proportion the same way they do.
Well, they do love that money.
They do. And they love to keep groups separated to make that money. But,
Me, when I see a single thing of politics for the 30th time in a row on YouTube Shorts and everyone arguing.
You know my favorite book?
The Industrial Society.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, actually. Have you read that book?
No.
Have you read it, podcast listeners? Because I think it was written by one of the greatest authors of all time.
Arthur?
Arthur. I bet Arthur would like that book, actually.
Yeah, you want to return back to Wild West.
Yeah. No, but I don't genuinely like the Unabomber. Don't shoot me, please.
Was that who wrote it?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, Industrial Society and its Consequences was made by the Unabomber.
Didn't he just hate technology?
Yeah, and he wanted to return to monkey.
He's like that political ideology to return back to primitivism.
The whole reason he actually bombed people was his idea was, and he was I'm not giving this dude any credit because he killed innocent people. The whole reason he said he killed people was to become famous so that people would read his book. That's what he said he killed people.
That's a weird way to become famous.
It worked though.
Did it really make a lot of people?
Yeah, I mean, you know the Unabomber's name. I know the Unabomber's name.
I only know that book because of the meme.
Yeah, that did kind of bring to light too. But disregarding domestic terrorism.
I mean, he could just do convincing speeches.
Yeah, you could just like not bomb innocent people. Like, I don't like the federal government either, but like maybe calm down a bit.
I watched an interesting video called "Did Hitler Flee to Argentina?"
Did he?
With all the evidence, there were 3 German officers who all had the same exact story. Who, in like a sequence of like months of British interrogation, they got 3 different people. Who one was a guard outside the Führer bunker.
Okay.
One was the guy who relieved that officer that guy of his duty, and one was a guy who was called to the Führer bunker.
And they all said he went to Argentina?
No.
Oh.
They all said specifically that Hitler killed himself. And then outside of the Führer bunker, they burned his body.
Yep.
And it got shelled.
Just like Downfall.
So that was all 3 of them said the same exact thing. All drew a map. All had to X at the same exact spot. And they all didn't talk to each other beforehand.
Cool.
They were all brought together at different times.
Good to know. Hitler is not alive, folks.
Also, that's probably why we don't have any remains of Hitler. He was burned and also got bombed.
Yeah.
Or his body is in a artillery shell crater spot.
Yeah. You can go digging. Find a skeleton, maybe. Some crushed bones.
Or try to find anything that wasn't burnt.
Yeah. It's like in France, you still gotta be careful because of old landmines and shit.
France?
Yeah, France.
So we're gonna say Bosnia.
Well,
that makes sense.
Bosnia, Ukraine. Well, be very careful in Ukraine.
Well, that makes a lot. I mean, Bosnia. That war was like 20 years ago.
Laos. Don't go there.
Well, they have minefields there.
Wait, what?
I mean, they got bombed more than Vietnam, which was kind of funny.
Because, America can get away with things like that. Well,
Yeah.
because, listen, the Ho Chi Minh Trail was a little bit in Laos. So
Yeah.
it gives us warrants you to bomb everything.
I think I saw something like Laos was bombed more than all World War II. Bombs.
Yeah, it's the most bombed country.
So, and I love, like, their boats are made out of bomb casings.
That's hilarious.
Like, detonate and stuff like that.
I would not want to have the job of deactivating those, personally.
And they have, like, tiny bomb, like, potted plants and stuff.
That's great.
So they just reused all the parts of the bombs that just didn't go off. So, that's very interesting.
You want a quick guide to war crimes?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Go into nation. Grab local minority.
Oppress them.
Genocide.
Yes. What I was going to say is the quick guide to war crimes, how to know and how to not know if you're committing war crimes. Let's say you're a villager, and I'm the American government, or I'm just a government, and I launch an attack. Now, there might be someone in your village with a gun who might be a part of a militia that we don't like. So we bomb you with artillery. Now, as long as this artillery is one artillery and not a cluster munition, we're good. You can get bombed, eat shit. But let's say it's a cluster artillery and expands into multiple little bomblets, then we're at fault. But let's say the bomb lands and intentionally doesn't go off. So all of you think it's deactivated and a dud, but it was just on a 30-minute timer.
Oh.
So you all gather around and then get blown to shit. We're the fault again. But you know what's kind of funny?
What?
No one cares. Because us and Russia still deploy these munitions. Like we've seen cluster munitions in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not supposed to talk about Ukraine, are we? You did last episode. I can get away with it.
When did I do
Yeah,
that?
you did. I don't know if it was last episode, the episode before last. You mentioned Ukraine, so I can say it.
When I say that,
You did.
What was the content?
I don't know, but you said Ukraine.
It was like a one-off joke.
Yeah, it's like Ukraine. Knee slapper. They bombed the dam or something. Did you see that?
Probably on Crimea.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, for Crimea.
I don't know the context, but they bombed a dam.
I know there was an important dam that like Ukraine could have used like before the war, where they could have just blocked off water going into Russia. Through the peninsula of Crimea.
It's been about a year now, right?
Yep.
Wow. War is hell. I'm glad I'm over here, not over there.
Something interesting I thought was kind of I could point out. So the United States has an order where they could just declare war on the Netherlands. I'm not even kidding, because the Netherlands are like in charge of like, or like have a thing where like if someone commits a war crime or something, they can like prosecute them or something. So like if a U.S. soldier does a war crime, they can like put him in court or something.
Okay.
So then the United States was like, no. They have a plan where they could just go to war with the Netherlands whenever they want.
That'd be very interesting.
It'd make no sense ever. Why would you just do that? Declaring war on a NATO country too, so it'd make even less sense. Would NATO protocol work? All the countries have to protect the Netherlands, except for the United States.
Well, would it be U.S. versus NATO? We would win.
It'd probably just end up, because I don't think the United States could really commit to a naval landing.
Well,
across an ocean.
You say that, but we do actually have. I don't know the actual numbers, but we have the capacity to do large scale naval operations like that. Launching like landing craft from big landing craft carriers. And then landing Marines.
Yeah, but.
Or we could just bomb the shit out of it.
Yeah. Realistic scenario. It'd probably be island hopping.
Yeah. What's the guy from Command and Conquer say? Bomb them back to the Stone Age or something?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Granger.
General Granger.
Right. General Granger.
And his raptors.
Yes, his super raptors.
Speaking of which, I've been studying Dinosaurs.
What? How is that related to dinosaurs?
Raptors.
Oh, I thought you meant Granger. Like, that's not a dinosaur.
No.
Tell me about
They're
raptors.
rare. You know, like how most dinosaurs probably had feathers?
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes.
Because, like, when we originally thought of dinosaurs back in, like, Jurassic Park days... Because those were... Well, yeah. We thought that because we look at a skeleton and we're like, okay, they look like monsters. And stuff like that. But if you do it like that with everything looks like some hideous abomination if you study their skeleton and then just imagine what they look like without the knowledge of what it originally was. Like, imagine looking at, like, a elephant or, like, elephant skull. You think of some horrible being, right? Because it has that giant hole in the middle of it.
Yeah, but you just don't think Okay, I get it.
You don't think of the trunk as there and stuff like that. So we just compare a dinosaur to their closest relatives, birds. So they're probably colorful.
That'd be cool.
The male dinosaurs probably be colorful and...
Female ones dull colors?
Yeah.
Would the T-Rex be feathered?
No.
No.
Because it'd overheat.
Yeah. What about that big long neck bitch?
Long necks?
Yes, what would they be? Would they be feathered?
Or brachiosaurs, sorry.
They're the long neck thingies.
Oh, no. Maybe.
Isn't the thing about, like, T-Rexes, they can only run, like, super slow because they're just too big?
But they actually, from what we learned, T-Rexes were actually very smart. Like, their brain size would have been huge for their time. They weren't stupid. They were actually very smart.
So they'd just be ambush predators, you think?
Well, we believe that they could have had very good social, like, interactions that were, like... Because even though they were apex predators, it doesn't mean they were just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, lions are apex predators, but they just aren't all stupid.
No, they're pretty smart.
And, like, so they probably still, like, play and stuff like that. And, like, maybe they'd be in, like, packs or something.
They wouldn't eat a lot of freaking food if they're going to be in a pack.
Well, I wouldn't, not like a huge group, but, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like 5.
7. Just 7 Tyrannosaurus Rex. They got a cool name.
Yeah.
I mean, every kid ever who grew up during like Jurassic Park was like, dinosaurs.
You ever see how big an actual velociraptor is? It's actually kind of sad.
They're, what, not small or not big?
Yeah. They're pretty small.
Hmm.
Like, they're like a size of like a somewhat small dog. Or like a dog, really.
Velociraptors?
Yes.
Then why are they that scary in the movie?
Oh, because they got like the biggest type of raptor, the Utah raptor.
The Utah raptor.
Yes. They took the biggest raptor we know and
made it all raptors.
Yeah, and just called it a velociraptor.
Those little guys we saw in like Jurassic Park 2 or 3 where they like had the bounty hunters or whatever, the mercenary group.
Yeah.
Were those little velociraptors or were they a different thing?
I think they were a different
This
dinosaur.
little guy. That would be a really cool pet. The one that killed that little girl. You know what I'm talking about? On the yacht? On the yacht. When they were off the yacht and these guys were eating and then their little girl was playing off in the distance and then she was eaten by the little dinosaurs.
Jurassic Park what?
2 or 3, I think.
I've not watched 2.
I want to watch the original Jurassic Park again.
I feel like the only one I watched a lot was 1.
Yeah.
Oh, Spinosaurus or whatever. The one from Jurassic Park.
The one that like murders the T-Rex?
Yeah. Well, first off, the T-Rex would win. But
it's a cool scene.
Spinosaurus, from what we know now, they probably swam.
Yeah,
they actually walked.
Based on their snoot anyway, you could infer that they were a fish eater.
Even their tail was like built for swimming.
Yeah.
But during the time of Jurassic Park, they didn't actually have the full skeleton.
I do, a little weird part of me thinks it'd be really cool to time travel and just like go big game hunting.
I thought you were just gonna say to look at a dinosaur.
Well, that too, but like.
Well, good luck, because they have like thick skin and stuff.
Thick skin? I mean, shit to a 50 cal.
Well, you didn't say you were bringing the big ones.
So
I get it.
There's 2 actual lines of thought when it comes to hunting large animals. So you've seen elephant guns, right? They're originally called stopping guns because it's a blunt ball, not made for penetration, but just for a big old wallop, right? Wallop. And
use the word right.
Yes, a big old dollop, and this big ball of hunk of metal just is hitting this thing,
hitting with a giant musket ball.
Yes, and it's stopping it, right? But if you use a 50 caliber, 50 cals are meant for penetration, so you're more likely to just go through the thing. Which, if you hit it in the right spot, it's going to kill it, but you want to knock that bitch down. Yeah. So what I propose is a nice mix in between. I'm thinking
you carried both on you.
Gonna fall over.
I mean, it depends on who you're trying to fight.
I mean,
if you're fighting like a group of T-Rexes, you better you better hope they're not all gonna like go ham after you.
Well, I think the best strategy is to be like in a helicopter.
You didn't say you were bringing a whole helicopter along with you and a pilot.
You have, let's say, a $10 million budget.
What if you get hit by a pterodactyl while you're like flying on accident?
He's a good pilot. He dodges. Deploy flares.
What if you run out of fuel?
Well, we'll be back before then. Don't worry about it.
Also, how are you bringing in an animal?
We're teleporting it. All right.
I mean, I guess it technically helps science because we get the best DNA.
Yeah, it's just a bucket. We atomized them. Well, I think a good in-between would... Okay, 40mm grenade launchers. But you're not using explosives. You're using slugs.
Oh.
So it is just a stopping round. But you can launch that with one of those automatic grenade launchers. So just 40mm slug. Boom, 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 boom. That's, I think, the strategy.
Vietnaming the Dino Age.
That'd be so fun. Why don't they make a video game about that? That is like isn't Ark because Ark is
I was about to
bad.
Say, isn't that just Ark?
Would you think it would be fun to like get on a helicopter and just go like kill dinosaurs?
Not particularly.
What, you are no fun, you know that?
Oh,
You're
sorry that I don't love guns. All right.
You can use a bow.
That's just gonna bounce off them.
Well, you can use a Rambo bow, like an explosive tip bow. No, but what would your dinosaur gun be?
Like a little tiny pea shooter? No, just...
What would that do? Make it angry?
Tickle it. Make it fall on the ground and laugh.
Like 9mm already doesn't do like jack shit against bears. They don't care.
Oh no. I kind of think it's cool seeing that creatures we have on Earth. Have you seen a shoebill stork? Those things look like modern day dinos.
I think I have actually.
They look and they give your grandpa PTSD.
From what?
Listen to their sound.
Well, I know Mike Burnfire. He really likes those guys.
Really?
Yeah, because he is like one of his profile pictures was once a shoebill.
They look funny.
Yeah. It's like a baldy.
Like search up their sound.
Give me a second. Should I play that for our podcast listeners?
Sure. If you're over 60 and we're in the Vietnam War, sorry.
It's called a duckbill?
Shoebill.
Shoebill. Get a little stork?
Yeah. They look like an actual like prehistoric creature, right?
They do. Like a machine gun?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna play this out loud so that they can hear it. Should I put on the...
If you guys want to see the cool creature.
Look it up yourself.
Oh, okay.
He moves weird.
Walter. They like bow to people for some reason. Like if you do it to them. And they don't really say much either. That's just him hunting, I guess.
Where are they native from?
To Africa. Like Uganda and that location. They're endangered, but it's also because they're kind of dumb with how they do it. They like only take care of the like strongest child and leave all the other ones to die.
Yeah, that's pretty frightening. Okay.
What's funny is that they only do that to mate or like to greet someone.
The sexy machine gun.
Or like, oh hey, how's it going? It just starts firing a gun at you.
Man, that's a neat bird.
Use that as a guerrilla warfare tactics, just to scare your enemy.
What's that other? There's another like kind of modern day weird animal that's kind of like well, I guess just crocodiles. They are just dinosaurs. Yeah. The boring dinosaur. They were around back then, weren't they?
Sharks too.
Yeah. How did they live?
They're probably just bigger.
Yeah.
Because they had more oxygen on Earth back then.
That's kind of the... I guess that's what I mean when I say I want to go back and like just see things. I don't even want to necessarily kill them all, but I want to see them, right?
You just see a giant dragonfly.
That'd be cool.
Which is... I think those existed, so...
Yeah. They were a villain in the game at Chuck E. Cheese, actually. You get to shoot at them. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Do you know what game I'm talking about?
Yeah, that dinosaur game?
Yeah, with the little machine gun things. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and you drive in a Jeep.
Yeah, bro. And then you always got stuck on that big spider, the big spider part, and it would kill you over and over again.
Yeah, because you sucked.
Insert more coins, and you spend all your coins getting revives.
And you still die.
Yeah. Man, we lived the same childhood.
Except I always got someone else to help me.
Well, what I do is I put tokens in both so I can have 2 guns.
But you're also, like, less accurate.
Well, no, I can mimic where they were, so I just controlled both.
Oh.
I was a smart kid.
Yeah, I just got someone else to do it with me.
Basically a double damage buff. Now, let's think. If there was just more oxygen, everything would be larger, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Naturally.
Crocodiles would be freaking huge.
I mean, a human would be bigger too, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, actually, because there was less oxygen and stuff, like the decline of the dinosaur and stuff was kind of what paved the way for mammals to rise up.
I don't know if you've heard of this guy. We can talk about him real fast.
Is his name Steve?
No, I think it's Gustav.
Oh, like that movie?
Yeah, this guy. So, this is Gustav the crocodile. And I'm going to do a little reading about this. It's kind of interesting. Gustav is a large male Nile crocodile in... Where is that? Burundi. Who's notorious for being a man-eater. Rumored to have killed as many as 200 people on the banks of the Ruzizi River in the northern shores...
You're missing Ruzizi.
Ruzizi River and the northern shores of Lake Tang... Man, I don't know how to speak these. These are stupid words. Who came up with these? Tanganyika, between which he roams. Though the actual number of victims is difficult to verify, he has obtained near mythical status and is greatly feared by the people in the region.
What if he just died a long time ago?
I think he was captured.
Oh.
Gustav
His weight was a ton?
He weighed a lot. We'll get to that. Gustav was named by Patrice Fay, my dyslexia is really messed with me here. Herpetologist, who had been studying and investigating him since the late 1990s.
Did we already talk about herp stuff?
We did. We talked about herping. Because you gotta go out there and catch lizards or whatever.
Wow, this podcast really does come full circle.
He weighs a ton.
Literally
a ton, which is... Oh, capture attempt. Here we go. In capturing the killer croc, is the same lady from earlier, and other scientists attempted to capture Gustav. According to the film, Faye performed 2 years of investigation before the attempt. Faye and her team were given 2 months to capture... 2 months for their capture attempt. Thereafter, a change of government would risk plunging the country into civil war.
What?
I guess they were doing this... Well, Africa, man. It's not a safe place. A trap cage weighing a ton and measuring nearly 9 meters, 30 feet in length was developed. The team then located Gustav and installed and baited the trap, placing a hidden infrared camera inside as well. Several kinds of bait were used, yet none of them attracted Gustav or any other creature. Scientists then strategically installed 3 giant snares on certain banks to increase chance of capture. Although smaller crocodiles were caught by the traps, Gustav was not. In the week before being forced to leave the country, the team placed a live goat in the cage. Nothing happened until one night. The camera failed during stormy weather. The next morning, the cage was found partially submerged, and the goat had disappeared. The team speculated that the rising waters helped the goat to escape or that the cage had failed. But without the camera recording, no conclusion could be drawn.
The goat just, drowned and something ate it.
Yes. Sightings and possible death. In 2009, Gustav appeared in the Ruzizi River near Lake Tanganyika. Okay,
that's, I guess, the best way to pronounce it.
Yeah. In 2019, in a 2019 article about travel in Burundi, a writer for Travel Africa magazine reported learning that Gustavo had been killed. It is not said how he was killed or by whom, and no photographic evidence has ever surfaced, leaving these claims dubious until more concrete evidence is brought forward.
In fiction, he was the basis of the film Primeval.
Originally titled his name. So, he's still out there.
Possibly.
Probably.
I mean, how long do they live?
How old do... Well, he's apparently 68 years old.
Yeah.
Let's see. How long do crocodiles live? 70 years. He's nearing his end.
He's an old fella.
He's killed a lot of poor people, though. Is there a picture of him?
He's a veteran.
In fighter pilot terms, he'd be an ace. About 66 times over.
Dang, that was a lot. 66 times 5 is...
I thought an ace was 3 or more kills.
Oh, 3? Sorry, I was thinking about Siege, sorry.
Oh, shut up about Siege! It's not gonna happen.
Are you saying you don't want to play with me anymore,
but you just gotta get your shit fixed.
It should be fixed by tomorrow. Not saying I'm gonna play with you tomorrow, but...
Let's see. That is not a picture of the real Gustav. It looks like...
I don't even think there's many pictures of him.
No, I don't think there is a single picture of him. I don't really want to keep... I don't think Safe Search is on.
He's kind of a rumor.
Well, he's a real thing.
You ever just seen, go scrolling through YouTube, you just
see,
see,
a random animal killings?
Like an animal just being torn in half.
Yeah, by another animal. I don't want to see that shit.
And that's I get it's nature. But, I don't know. Maybe you should make those, 18 plus or something. Not, a normal video, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so that would be that's Gustav. Not that one. Nope.
I love how you're doing this and no one sees it.
Oh, I'll turn this on for this. So that's Gustav, friends.
With a low quality
image.
Yeah,
the very low quality image. So that big one there, that's Gustav. I don't even think he's pronounced... I think it's Gustavi, maybe? I think an R pronunciation would be Gustav.
Or is it Gustave?
I don't know. Do you think that, how would you go about killing
Well,
Gustave?
clearly this diagram you picked is in a different language.
You're telling me you don't know how to read that? I think your brain just messed with you, but that's English.
Oh my god, it's a T-Rex.
How about, like, I just kind of... he's just waving. Now, hear me out. What if I just kind of go, like, over here? And then, like, back here? That's not here. That's an Allosaurus.
That's a what?
That's an Allosaurus.
That's a what? I'm just...
No, look, that's an Allosaurus.
Oh, sorry.
You were supposed to be the dinosaur person.
Sorry, I didn't read the title.
I didn't even read it either. Is that right? Oh, look.
You were wrong.
Acrocanathor... Oh, whatever, man. Hey, you know the dinosaur with, like, 500 teeth?
Maybe.
I think it's a good...
Maybe you should say the name.
Maybe you should. That was an hour and 6 minutes. We actually talked about some good stuff.
Wait.
We never got to education.
This is why I tell you not to say something in the beginning, because we won't get to it.
Next episode we'll talk about education, and we'll do a brief summary of our thoughts of it here to give them insight as to what the next episode will be about. I think college is kind of a scam.
You think it's completely a scam?
Kind of a scam.
I think you should.
Think you should what?
Then why do you go to college?
Well, I'm kind of considering not going to college anymore.
Oh.
But I don't like the education system as a whole. And we can discuss that further next time. But what do you think of the education system?
It's outdated and needs reform.
Yes. Is that all you got to say about it?
Well, you want me to go full explanation?
You go 2 minutes right now. Go.
I mean, honestly, we can make this thing go longer if you want to.
I don't know.
If you want to talk about education.
We don't have enough time to fully delve into the topic.
How long do you want to talk about education?
I want a good
for
chunk.
An hour?
Maybe an hour, yeah. How about this? Landon and I will do our homework. We will do some educated reading.
Literally do homework. We're going to...
Yeah, for school. No.
I do have something for school. So
what is it?
Gotta read a book.
What book?
Well, I got to choose one of the books, but I chose a book called All the King's Men. I didn't know how many pages it had.
How many?
I mean, you guess how many pages it has? It has 10 chapters.
How many pages?
Yeah.
10 chapters? 800 pages?
No, dang, I'm not that insane.
Oh, okay. What is it, 400?
No, it's 636.
No, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
No, that's not too bad.
That's a bit long for a book.
You've never read any of H.P. Lovecraft's books?
You read H.P. Lovecraft?
Yeah, I've read a few of his stuff. Not his Cthulhu stuff. This one called,
Well, most of his books are Lovecraftian
yeah,
stuff.
I'm bullshitting with you. I've never read an
I was
H.P.
about to
Lovecraft
say,
book.
like,
I watched a little bit of SCP sometime.
What are you on about? And that's 636 pages long?
I think his books are like thousands of pages long, though. I don't think they're just 600.
Dang, his book's longer than the Bible.
Let's see. Give me a second. We're getting off topic again, but we're about to end anyway. It doesn't matter.
Off topic.
Longest H.P. Lovecraft book. I do want to read some of his stuff though. Let's see.
Yeah, just be prepared for one of the creatures' name being literally the N-word.
Was he himself racist? Or...
Yes.
Okay.
He just was.
He just was racist.
He named his cat.
Well, actually,
N-word cat.
the cat. He didn't name the cat. He took it off of someone he knew's hands.
Oh, why didn't
So racism ran in the family. So, you know.
Well, he chose to keep calling it that.
Let's just look up the Necronomicon.
Is that even his? It's not.
Are you sure? Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm just stupid. Oh, no! Aha! Book by H.P. Lovecraft. Ha! Ha! Shut.
I saw it was by someone else first.
By, what was it, like Stephen or something?
Yeah.
How many pages? How many thinking?
I don't know.
Oh, 1,000 pages.
And yeah, but there are no known surviving copies?
What does that mean?
Does that mean nobody actually has the book?
Can you destroy it? But I'm seeing it right here.
Or is it a recreation?
Is it a different Necronomicon? Because I know the Book of the Dead is like an actual thing, right? And that's the Necronomicon, is the Book of the Dead. But I don't know if the Necronomicon by H.P. Lovecraft is that, or if it's something different.
This is...
We gotta do some... I'm gonna look this up after we're done here, because I'm kind of curious now. But, like I said, we're gonna do our research, and...
I'm gonna do my deep research.
Do you want to play devil advocate, or are we just gonna be on the same side about education system? Or should I play devil's advocate and, like, support?
If you want to.
Yeah, we could do, like, an argumentative kind of thing.
I wanna go ham and kill you, and then win.
Okay. We'll see what happens. Now, because Landon...
Just don't go to my house tomorrow.
Don't... What? What are you gonna, like... What are you gonna do?
There may be some yellow gas waiting for you.
What are you talking about? It's like there's a homeschooler and you, like, threatened, like, don't come to school anymore. It's homeschooled. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Shoot your cat?
No, I'm gassing you. That's what
Are you gonna gas me? Okay. Well, that's a good place to end, I think.
Alright, wait.
What do you want?
I want you to do the outro. You make me do it all the time, so...
Well, because, yeah, you're done to do the intro. But you did it this time, so I guess do the outro.
You know the spiel, so you gotta say it.
Okay. Now, to conclude the 15th episode of the BroadStrokes podcast, we hope you have a great day, and you subscribe, download on Spotify, and like on YouTube. And don't forget to comment, even though y'all have been very good at that here recently. Afia. We appreciate that. And Braden. Afia and Braden were talking, actually, in the comments.
Really? I didn't see it. I didn't see their argument. No.
Braden was like, what do you mean it's good? It's not good morning, it's good afternoon or whatever. Cause,
wait, what?
Yeah, Braden was like... He doesn't consider time zones, I guess.
Wait, I gotta see this.
Quickly, before I turn this off.
This is funny. Brain doesn't understand time zones.
I guess not.
Yeah, everyone must live in our specific
It's good morning,
what
are you talking about? It's good morning. Something about Finland.
Oh wait, I was about to just put podcast. I'm not even gonna lie.
Let's see. No, is it that one? Yeah, it's that one.
Oh my god, 12, what the heck?
Effie is nuts.
Oh.
Single-handedly can't... Yeah. So by saying... Yeah, he's like... Yeah, I live in Finland. I was like, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. That was what I said. I think that's pretty good.
What is an hour for... Wait, I thought they got rid of the Jaws ride.
What, Braden said that?
Yeah.
I should have taken... That was about the foot pick thing.
Wait, what?
Magel. So I offered $100 pay for, like, feet picks.
Wait, I don't even understand half of this.
I went because you don't understand, man, I have to watch this shit, like, 7 times before I publish it, so I see it.
I want a roller coaster.
What are you talking about?
I'm just reading.
I went to a roller coaster with my friends. Oh, I thought you said I want. Like... No, and my friend had his phone in his pocket, and it fell out, and the other time I went with my friend, and we saw our classmates... And we just hung out as a group. It was fun. I know this is completely out of topic, but I saw a dog in like a duck costume. It was so cute. What the fuck are you talking about? How is that related to anything?
Well, they did say off topic.
I know, but
what's some timestamp with the crying emoji?
Click on it and just play it out loud.
It's 4 seconds.
Oh, click on it.
Good day. You know what? No one ever asked me for my feet pics on Omegle.
Oh, that's no one ever wants my feet pics.
Oh, that's what you ended with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do we want to end with this one? Goodbye? I already told him to do the thing. Goodbye.